Statistics on these are really bad. So like on the spot bonding, you might be able to get away with that a little bit before you get caught, but eventually it's gonna catch up with you. These leaky showers, they create so much damage. We don't want to be anywhere close to them. So the first thing I want to start off saying is there's a common idea among homeowners, builders, and unfortunately some tile professionals that tile and grout is waterproof. Okay? And it may be waterproof in the sense that water won't hurt it, but it's not waterproof in the sense that water can't permeate. Water can pass around tile, go through some grouts and stone. So the way I used to describe it to my guys is this thing needs to be completely watertight before we ever put any tile on it. The tile is just superficial. We're not going to look at it as any component of waterproofing, okay? Here you can see the water has escaped the assembly here. Here it was so bad, it got between the siding, it created a mold situation, had to remove all that siding. Here's one of the problems that we've seen all over the United States. These liners are supposed to go up and over to the outside of the curb, and you know, we went from using mud to using concrete board, and there's nothing wrong with using concrete board, but this is an incorrect use of concrete board. You can see here they put the concrete board on there, and they've just nailed it to this curb, and every nail they put in it has punctured that liner. That's created a pathway for water to get in. Once that water gets to the wood starts to swell. The tile and the grout, they're too rigid to handle that type of swelling, and the grout cracks and the tile comes loose. It also creates a great environment for mold and mildew to grow because water gets in there, and you got this wood, which is organic, you got temperature. The attorneys say mold is gold. So we want to stay away from that. Here you can see this liners, when we're using them, they're supposed to go 3 inches above finished curb height. And they need to wrap the jamb. And you can see right here, the jamb is open, they didn't wrap it. And they also, when we have this 3 inches above finished curb height, we don't want any nails or screws below that height that can penetrate that liner. You can see they have screws right down here against the mud bed. They have screws penetrating the liner on the curb. Here's some more curbs. Now this one, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a liner that stops halfway. And the guy said, hey, we're gonna have a shower door here. This side's the wet side, and this side's the dry side. And you can see that didn't work out very good for him. And you can always, if you look in the NTCA handbook, it always shows the liner going up, over, and to the outside of the curb. And we don't want to put any nail holes in the top or the inside. We can have some on the outside if they're down low enough. Here's a great picture, my favorite one of this whole presentation. Things are going terrific here. You can see they have their liner 3 inches above finished curb height that is wrapping the jamb. They don't have any nails or screws puncturing that liner. They actually use these corners. Now, if you're buying these type of liners, you need to buy these corners. They're practically giving them away. They're super cheap. In the days of making your own liners or corners, they're over with. You can buy these for practically nothing. They work great. This is probably number one spot for a leak, is right here on this curb, because you have to cut this and get it to go up and over the curb and wrap the jamb and not leak. So if we're buying these type of liners, we always want to have these corners to handle the situation right here on the curb. You can see he also used metal lath on the curb. He's wrapped that with metal lath. He can come back with mud and float it, and then after it dries, he can tile over it. That's kept him from putting those nail holes in that liner. You could also buy preformed curbs. They also have another system back here for curbs. There's a variety of ways that you can do that and handle that curb without puncturing it. We've talked about a lot of problems. Let's talk about some solutions. Dave said it well. If you have these books and you follow what's in these books, you're going to be successful, okay? I go to these meetings, the TCA meetings and the ANSI meetings, and there's like 50 industry professionals from all over the world, and they are figuring out what they want to put in there, and they're agonizing over, should we say the or the, or they're really thinking ahead about this. They're wanting this industry to be successful. They're looking out for the tile guy, they're looking out for the consumer, and if you follow these, you're going to be successful. People don't come up with an idea and just get it in this book. Okay, you gotta get past 52 industry professionals. So sometimes it takes a while for change, but as you saw, we've added 400 pages in 12 years. Another thing that you can do is become a member of the National Tile Contractors Association. Like I said earlier, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been around for over 75 years. A lot of great benefits to being a member. Number one is we will send you the Tile Council North America Handbook. This book that I've been preaching about all night long, we'll send you your own copy. Also, we'll send you the NTCA reference manual. It's set up in a problem, cause, cure format, simple to use. If you have any problem, let's say you got cracked grout, you can go there, it'll say cracked grout, it'll list like 8 different things that it could be, and then it'll go over and show you what you need to do to prevent those 8 things. So super easy to use. Another thing, number one reason that I was a member for so many years, technical support. You can call us for technical support. I remember as a tile contractor doing some jobs with tile in a way that I'd never done it before, and there was a lot of money in these jobs, and frankly, I could not afford for them to go wrong. And I became a member of the National Tile Contractors Association. I started calling them to get answers, and I got great answers right out of the handbook, right out of ANSI, and I slept better at night. So that was the number one reason for me. Another reason is you can use this logo in your business. If you become a member, you can have this logo on your website, on your shirts, on your trucks, on your business cards. Your name will be on our website as a member. But another great reason is the manufacturers support your decision to become a member. And here's what they'll do. If you decide to be a member, and it's normally $600 a year, but it's only $500 now, and next year it goes up to $700, okay? So the discount will be $600. So it's $200 cheaper than it will be in a month. If you decide to do that, or you could do $55 a month, that's another way to do it. If you do $55 a month, it's $600. They will give you $2,000 worth of materials. It could be concrete board, it could be tile, it could be tools. There's actually $7,000 worth of vouchers here. You get to select the $2,000 worth of vouchers that you want. We mail them to you. It takes about 7 to 10 days. After you receive them, you can take them and spend them. Just in this store, you can spend $900 worth of these vouchers without going anywhere else. Again, it costs $500. You get $2,000 worth of stuff. Guys, I literally made money every year becoming a member with this voucher program. Literally made money every year.
Here, they installed some highly polished tile with no grout joint at all. I gotta say they did a pretty good job because that looks about like a sheet of glass. If you had a high corner with a high polished tile like that, you'd see it a mile away, right? But they don't have any movement accommodation joints. They don't have any grout joints. They tiled over to the wall. It's a wood frame substructure. The lady living there starts hearing some popping and some cracking. She doesn't know what's going on. She gets her phone out to record it. She records this floor cracking from lack of movement accommodation joints. See if I can get this to play here. Oh, so yeah, it's going to play. You see that right there? That's a big, jagged, sharp piece of porcelain tile that blew off the floor here, bounced off the ceiling, and landed there at a very high rate of speed. How many of you guys have seen that pitting behavior before? You seen that? That's when tile has no place to go. It's going to come up like that.
So you can also use pea gravel. So I could set this right here. Some guys use spacers. When you put that pea gravel here before you put the mud in, what that's doing is it's allowing pathways for that water to get down these weep holes and preventing them from getting clogged with hard water or soap or anything like that, okay? Because you can see they're not very big. All right, I think that kind of covers this. What kind of questions do we have?